Nobody else but marketing.
Just hold on, man.
My grandmother. My grandmother. My grandmother said my brother got a school in South Africa. Here, education too.
Yes.
Here the man.
You tell him how old? You tell him how old? How old are we now? I think I want to see somebody else.
We just broke ground at 4 East Avenue in central Kingston for the second multifamily social housing project under the modality of what we call the tenement yard social housing program, under the new social housing program. Doreen is the beneficiary. Her house was destroyed by fire, which was an act of arson. Doreen, tell us, what happened to you?
On the 27th of July, 2021, I was woken by my grandson knocking on my room door. Grandma, 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 get out, grandma. The house is on fire. So I jumped out the bed, and when I pulled the door and I looked towards the passageway, I saw fire on the outside. And so I came out and I started calling my daughter, calling my son, calling everybody, trying to get them out of the house. And by this time, I got to run out the house because the fire was so intense that the house, we could not even save anything at all because the persons who came to burn the house down, they were on the outside. So we hid into the back of the house while afterward, then we heard somebody blowing at the gate. And that was when we realized that it was somebody passing. And that was when we came out to the back of the house and everything was in fire. My husband almost lost his life because it's his room they enter from and light the fire. And then they tell him to get out. And after they light the fire, then they push him back in the fire and close the door on him. But they didn't know that right beside that door, there was another door which he had escaped through and go out through the window on the outside and hid around that side in the darkness where they couldn't see him until we came out of the house. And then the fire brigade came and police came afterward. So I'm giving God thanks that all my children and grandchildren that were inside the house, we all were saved.
You know, when we say that crime is being reduced right across Jamaica, that the homicide rate is down, that all crimes are down, There are those who are disbelievers or who would just prefer to always accept the negative that crime will always be high. But I want to offer to you Doreen's story of what it means to live in a community where men would, for no reason, come into your home and seek to destroy it and to take your own life. And now to be able to return 4 years later in a community where homicides are down more than 50%, where there has been a sustained peace for more than 2 years, where the criminals who used to roam the streets here with impunity are no longer here, and now the government can come in and seek to rebuild this entire house. But more than that, if you were able to cast your eyes just to the neighbors, you would see that they are also building. In other words, peace generates greater economic activity. It rebuilds hope, and it gives people a chance to restart their lives. And Central Kingston and communities within Central Kingston, like this community, has been in the grips of violence for a very long time. We have put in place several measures, including states of public emergency, including a zone of special operations, and now we are transitioning into other kinds of operations to deal with not just the organized crime, but also the entrenched social violence that exists in communities like these, where people resort to violence as a means of resolving simple social conflicts. So I'm very pleased, Doreen, that, and I can see how emotional you are, that we are now starting the process of rebuilding your home. But it's not just, it's a multi-family house. This is where 3 or 4, 7 households lived here, but one big family. And can you imagine what would have happened to that family being ripped from their home and then having to be living all over and trying to pay rent and staying with family members and the disadvantage and all the issues that occur. And to now finally see that after 4 years, a transformation is going to happen. We're very happy at the new social housing program to be a part of it, but the government is also very happy that we can say that finally, after decades, we are seeing the signs of peace emerging in these communities.
Comrade Dawes, Comrade Benjamin, workers and warriors, supporters of the People's National Party here in Southeast St. Catherine. It is indeed a great pleasure to be here with you this afternoon to do our tour of the constituency. It's a very important constituency of the People's National Party, and we need to take it back. We have sent to Dr. Dawes as a man who can represent you well, a man with a national profile as well, of whom you can be well pleased and proud to stand up and talk for you in the parliament when you elect him. The man who you have now on the other side, all he does is grin like a Cheshire cat, but really has nothing much to offer. So we are looking forward to proper representation here for Southeast, and we are saying we're going to do it with Dawes. Comrades, all I want to say is, as we move through the constituency this afternoon, please let us do it with due care and attention to safety. We don't want anything to happen to anybody. So no crazy driving, please. Let's take our time. If we're in the vehicle, I don't know what we're doing, but if we're in vehicles, let's go, let's take our time and go through, please. Because we want to have a lovely time. And we don't get the blessing from Comrade Benjamin, well, from God via Comrade Benjamin. So people, it's going to be a wonderful afternoon. I thank you for coming out, and I look forward to spending the afternoon with you and to show the residents here in Waterford and the wider
a politics time again. No, some people say a politics. Some people say a politics. Some just want the people them just tell me what to think about election on a whole, a special Jamaican election. If something want to support, if it's a real politics or it's a politics. When I put a support, me tell me what to think, what I say. And make me know what I think about the soup boss I mentioned on the channel. They are burning, man. Yeah, me there on it. Me there on the phone. Me there on the phone, man. Look. Yeah. So, I don't know what else there and what else have well meds. Me there, me in my corner, you know. So, speak up on yourself. I don't know. Some of my, you know, neighbors, them a pass, I say, them a say, oh, them not see me, you know. Yeah, but I'm just staying in the corner, I go on. Well, I meds with the people, eh. So, as well with I said before, we can just support the channel and we're going to show some nice clips and how the campaign them are going in Jamaica, because you know we just have like 2 months left for election and things, so 2-3 months, so you know it's a hard campaign time now in Jamaica. So you guys need to decide if you did a PMP or if you did a labor right and where you see going for the last 4 years. If you think your X where you did mark, if it did valuable, or you think it never valuable and you want to try the next party. Yes, so all of the people them at the time now with this election, I will know there's a lot of chicks and there's a lot of politics. So some people are gonna get a lot of chicks and a lot of people are go through a lot of politics. I don't know, politics make some people get chick. Politics make some people, you know, gain and some people not gain. So it's like some people believe in a politics in Jamaica. And you know, yeah. And ghetto people is just like this. Sometimes ghetto people don't really understand what them have vote for. But because them born in a thing, especially ghetto people, them just really like go back go say support and ghetto people just have certain things as just fun. In a Jamaica, politics, time campaign and these things, people just have it as fun. That's what I say. So we got the people them who follow the channel, One TV, never sell out, never dead out. The whole world.
Each and every one of you have a decision to make today about what your future. And I say to you, choose wisely. Choose rationally. Don't choose that mind.
no one done in the PNP. We have one leaders, one leaders, one leaders, one leaders.
Of course I go win. What do you mean for ask me if I go win? I look like a loser to you?
Jennifer Edwards is, I mean, some person say she has to go. She's not doing a good job.
It's not the first time the dome caught fire. I don't know if we had, or whatever government, when it had caught fire, the person was fired.
You're saying it's not in line with good
Don't push the microphone in line.
Mr. Simpson Miller, your government has so far failed to adequately explain how it is you're funding free health care for children.
Well, we're funding the health care from the budget. We found money. He is too smart. He told you to ask me that.
Mr. Simpson Miller, as Prime Minister, with respect, that's not an adequate explanation, unless you're telling us that you had money hanging around that was being wasted.
No, we have no money hanging around. The Minister of Health found some of the money, and the Minister of Finance found some of the money.
Tell us something. I will not be dragged into your little lying, dirty, slimy trick. She wasn't there. She was nowhere near there until when they heard that the place was on fire. So I don't know why anyone would be calling for her head to roll.
The only thing I'm going to do now is just give them a good whipping the night of the elections.
Government expenditure as a share of GDP has been reduced. We are doing less with more money. I am traveling the world.
I understand that the Prime Minister will be traveling again.
Yes. But we can't hold somebody responsible that we're not on the dump for the fire on the dump, because it's not the first time it caught fire. I expect to speak with full respect, and you should know better. Don't draw my tongue!
All right, watch election night. You need to come here election night so I can give you one big thumb when we win.
What's the point? Well, I'm sure she wouldn't set the fire. If she had set the fire, she would be gone. Let me tell you something. You want to disturb, you can disturb. I don't trouble this girl! But this woman come here with the blood of Nanny of the Maroon. Because I don't afraid of no man, no girl, nowhere. I can read lips. I can read lips.
Hold them.